Sheriff?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually having a yeah.
Going too hard here. You're all right. Work around each other here.
Yeah, that's
pretty good. Yeah. Watch it disappear.
Just so we can get a real good look at what's going on. You can go through if you're ready.
Not much. I mean, just yeah. He seems really. Yeah. He did, and Michelle's making such a very good. Yeah.
Sure.
And you don't even need the shot.
Yeah, that's fine.
10 o'clock, 10:30. Soccer players. You can't keep their attention that long. So was it 10 or is it 10:30?
Yeah. Have a couple.
weird to stand in front of a bunch of cameras. Here we go. Thank you for coming. For the last month and a half, we've been working to kind of put together different things that we thought would represent Madison County during 2018. We've been very fortunate to have a number of partners work with us. I'm just going to read off some of the items that have gone in here. There's over 130 items that we've been able to put in here, and they vary greatly in nature. Some of them I'll point out that are out. A lot of the paper stuff is actually packed and ready. We asked all the school districts to take part, and in each case we asked each of these places to come up with their own idea. I didn't want to tell everybody what to put in. I wanted this to be from the organizations, and we're very fortunate that a lot of them did their own thing. Brookfield Central Schools gave us a year's worth of student newspapers. The Vineyard gave us a sample of Cascade hops that were prepared, as well as some promotional material. Canastota Central School gave us a calendar. Casanova School gave us a whole bunch of things, a budget review, a calendar, some newsletters. Casanova College gave us one of their magazines that features their student publications. The Casanova Masonic Lodge gave us a number of items, including a leather apron, some history booklets, and some other items. We have copies of the 3 remaining newspapers in Madison County. You can kind of look over there and see all the ones that were here before. The Casanova Republican, the Mid-York Weekly, and the United Dispatch. Chittenango School District gave us newsletters, as well as this, which was one of their school robotics teams, won a robotic championship. Community Memorial Hospital gave us a pin. Cornell Cooperative Extension gave us a whole bunch of items that are really unique to the moment. They actually created some stuff, which is great. They created a photo with our planning upstairs, kind of how the agriculture lays out in the county. They also gave us information on the average age of farmers, the type of land that's farmed, stuff like that. Critz Farms gave a number of promotional materials, including the shot glass. We'll talk about why we needed that in a minute. DeRuyter Central Schools gave us a series of newsletters. Empire Brewing gave us a CD and a number of photos. The Eerieville Nelson Heritage Society gave us an issue of their newsletter. Foothill Hop Farms actually gave us a rhizome, which is the start of a hop plant, which will more than likely be severely dry rotted when this is open. But in theory, the DNA of it will be okay for somebody to try and recreate. Good Nature Brewing gave us actual labels from their beers, which is kind of interesting with their artwork. Hamilton School District gave us newsletters. The Hazel Carpenter home we asked to come back. When it was in the original time capsule, it was known as the Old Ladies Home. It's since changed names and now lets males be residents. So they gave a number of parts of their history. H.B. Hood gave us this lovely figurine of Coco the cow and Harry Hood, as well as a photo of their staff. John Madden Sales, BZ Madden gave us an autographed photo from when she won a championship in April of this year. Madison School District gave us newsletters. We included the coins from the original time capsule. A doorknob that was actually from the courts that has the Madison County seal on it. A number of other items, the staff photo that was shared last week of the staff, a photo of the Board of Supervisors, the courts took photos, Oneida City and our Madison County courts. The Board of Elections gave us sample ballots from last year so you could see who was running. We put in a telephone directory from the Madison County Board of Supervisors for this year. Highway maps from 2002 and 2012 so they can kind of see what it looked like then. We put in DVDs. We're very fortunate to have Bruce Burke with us. Bruce has helped me in a lot of ways. We went to the public libraries and had each of the librarians talk about the libraries and the history behind them, and then recorded residents who were interested in telling the story. We probably got somewhere around an hour's worth of footage of people talking about Madison County that they're in there. A whole bunch of stuff from the Madison County Historical Society, promotional materials, publications, stuff like that. The Madison County Landfill gave a number of photos and items. The Madison County Personnel Unit gave the 5 union contracts. Should be interesting to see how they compare in 110 years. The Planning Department gave a whole bunch of stuff from the bicentennial. including newspapers and stuff like that. So when we opened ours, we actually had a poster of the centennial, which we're hoping to get out and restored. So they'll have a bunch of stuff from our bicentennial. Social Services gave their annual report and a letter and an item signed by the staff. The Madison County Sheriffs gave a whole bunch of badges and a letter from Todd Hood. Actually, most of our elected officials gave us a letter to whoever sits in their chair when they open it. And actually, Sheriff Hood gave his card with his phone number so they could call him in theory when they got it. Morrisville Eaton gave a budget newsletter. Morrisville State College gave a college brochure and copies of the Momentum magazine, which is their student publication. We'll get to that in a second. Old Home Distillery gave a number of items. Oneida City School District gave their main newsletter. Oneida Healthcare gave a letter from the chairman of their board as well as some promotional materials. The Oneida Indian Nation, I'm going to let John talk about that in a second. And the Tri-Valley Masonic Lodge gave a plaque and a pin. I just want to take a moment to recognize Adam and Aaron from Old Home Distillery. They donated a bottle of whiskey. It's really interesting to think somebody will get to open this and drink it. As the guy preparing this, it is terrifying to know that this is going to be in there, but we're going to do everything we can to make sure it ages perfectly, is in great shape, so that when the chairman of the board and the historian open this in 110 years, they get a sip of 111-year-old technically whiskey. So thank you for donating that, and that's also why it made great sense for Critz Farms to give us that, because now we have something to drink it with. You want to talk about the Oneida Nation's donation?
Yep. Just a second. I want to thank Matt for all the hard work that he's done. He's tirelessly on this, getting ready for the day. We opened it up, and it was kind of disappointing, but Matt and his team did a great job in salvaging what they could out of there. We were all kind of disappointed when it was wet, but you did a great job, Matt. We appreciate everything you've done putting this together. You know, it's been your time to shine on this. You know, it only comes around once every 100 years. You've done a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you. So,
Thank you.
So, giving our historic agreement a few years ago with the Oneida Nation, we thought we should call them and ask them if they would like to put something in the time capsule also. And Nation Representative Hubbard sent over a letter, which I thought was very telling of the times that we've been through and where we're going. And I'm going to read that. It's too bad that this will not fit into the time capsule like this. Matt's going to have to take it apart and it's going to put it in.
They were gracious enough to give us another one.
Chicago. There is a famous Native American proverb that reminds us that in any great undertaking, it is not enough for a man to depend simply upon himself. In Native American culture, the feather symbolizes admiration and is given in peace and friendship. With that in mind, we are delivering this feather and this letter to Madison County for inclusion in their new time capsule. Time capsules are designed to send messages into the future so that lessons and wisdom can be passed on through generations. When this community's descendants upon this time capsule, we want them to understand how our people and Madison County overcame strife to forge a lasting friendship and partnership that supports this region. The Oneida people believe that every decision we make must take into account the effect unto the seventh generation. That concept is shorthand for our belief that everything we do today must serve not only this generation, but 7 generations into the future. For decades, the conflict between our communities festered and ultimately leading to counterproductive battles over everything from land to public revenues. These were deep-rooted disputes over the most fundamental questions of sovereignty. That made the conflicts particularly beleaguering to navigate because they involved not only legal questions, but emotional and spiritual ones about the most basic beliefs about how our communities could coexist. And yet, through hard work and negotiations, we came together to craft a settlement in 2013 that did not merely include a pledge to coexist, it enshrined a commitment to a full partnership. Today, on the 5th year anniversary of the agreement, this settlement has resulted in the end of the major disputes that drove a wedge between us, and our partnership now provides ongoing investments in the region. When the next generations look back on their ancestors, they will be able to see a concrete example of two peoples that were driven apart by animosities, but that decided once and for all to embrace and reconcile and respect. Central New York is a sacred place. It is our eternal homeland, and our future is intertwined. Madison County's future, we are marching forward together, carrying forward the legacy of friendship and cross-cultural collaboration that was first made famous when 2 centuries ago our people stood in solidarity with George Washington and those who were fighting for independence. We hope this time capsule is a reminder of all the work that our communities have done, and it is crucial that this kind of work continues in perpetuity. Ray Hallbritter, Nation Representative. And today we have Dale Root here as representative.
Any questions? Okay. We do. Paul, sorry, dropped your last name. Walter, yes, yeah. From the Tri-Valley Masonic Lodge is here. I also want to recognize Steve Stokes and Sidney Loftus from the Madison County Historical Society. Is there anybody else? Oh, Mike Fitzgerald, who graciously gave a number of items as well from the Madison County Department of Social Services. Is that right? And of course, Kevin Prosser from Oneida Healthcare, thank you for coming as well. It's been a really interesting process, and you're going to have to give me a few minutes to kind of put stuff back away, and then we're going to head over and show you where it's going to be placed and set in place for, in theory, a very, very, very long time. So give me about 10 minutes. Yep. I got one in my office. I think I have one in the toilet. I got it from Holly.
The United Nations proclamation there, will that be on display here since they gave you another one?
I think that's probably going to be up in the board supervisor's office.
And display?
Or in the chairman's office.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Excuse me.
So can you tell me briefly how it is that you package the different types of items?
For the most part, it's pretty straightforward. The paper items are organized by kind of where they came from. So businesses are one, the school districts are one.
And those are in some sort of special packaging?
Non-off-gassing material, so that in theory, if we have a moisture problem, hopefully it doesn't create a problem like we had last time. Obviously, there is no guarantee of that, but we're going to do our best to prepare it a little more than we did before. It will be sealed. It's got a special silicone that'll go on it, and then it's sealed with candle wax, which hopefully will give it a much longer life, and we'll see. Hopefully when they open it, they get a little better luck than we did.
And what's this bag here?
This is actually for metal materials because metal is more reactive and corrosive. It's a bag that actually prevents moisture and stuff from getting in. So in theory, they would only react with themselves and not cause other issues.
Here, get Aaron here.
Oh, you turn it off. Perfect. So
Right here.
thank you.
Good? They're in that building. I don't know what else they got.
They must have came out and see.
Like wrapping gifts for Christmas.
Definitely trying to figure stuff out. Yeah, it's going to be packed. Just a second. This will actually all be changed in the aftermath.
Is it common to have liquids in a time capsule?
Not that I'm aware of. I've heard of it being done, but not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
How are we determining how many?
There's 4 hard hats there, and
Media folks.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna go bareheaded, baby. Too.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Feels like the old one did. Only not waterlogged. Right down the seat right here on the left.
Cut that. How do you get a hat?
Yeah.
All right, we're over there now, so we'll be over.
Yeah.
Oh, before I forget, Mark.
Do they really want it? Because I'm hearing mixed messages.
Yeah, I kind of am too, but the lady said she wanted to go through a room to get help.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, no, there's yeah, they came by, but I heard somebody said they wanted to they wanted it or not?
Somebody has something with it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
I know the guy.
Big deal up there.
He's let me go.
much worse. In theory, they can create a microclimate. This is better than the other alternative. And this will be sealed better. You want to?
There's wedges here, so
Oh, I didn't even see.
yeah, it's got wedges over there, so hold up.
I don't think I want to be the one that tries.
Who's gonna put it up?
They're
Construction guys are gonna do it?
Yeah. Cars. The wedges Don't break that bottle. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
So what's the box made out of that you put it in?
Stainless steel.
Hopefully the courthouse will be here in the next 100 years and they'll be using it. It's kind of amazing as we've been walking around during the construction. We were looking at some of the fixtures and there was wires coming out of some of the fixtures, but originally this building was all lit with gas, and they were gas pipes that they had decommissioned and ran the wire through the gas lines for conduit. So that was one of the more unique things that we found here, you know, from the past 100 years. Let alone there was a chopping block down there and some cream separators we found in the cellar and that kind of thing. So.
How important is this time capsule to the county?
Madison County appreciates its history a great deal, and this will be part of that. And hopefully when they open it, whenever they open it, they'll appreciate it as much as the people here did. I mean, we had a lot of people go through and comment on what they were able to see and read, and we were able to learn a lot from the Masonic papers that we were able to open. So I think it's important. I think it's good that people see what we were doing 100 years ago, and hopefully they see what we were doing now.
It's important to know where you come from. A lot of people today don't appreciate history or where they come from. I try to say that every time I speak at a Memorial Day service. The history of who we are and what we are and where we come from is as important as where we go forward.
I think we're good.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
It's got a bead of non-off gas and silicone, and then that's got cure for 24 hours, and then you actually take a candle, light the candle, and put the wax over the ceiling.
Yeah.
So I said I don't think I can do that in the building. I gotta do that out there.
Excuse me. Would you be willing to do an interview with us?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Do you want to do it here or on the other?
We can do it here if that works for you.
Man, what was it going to say on the wall about whiskey?
Oh, I'm just going to put a sign, a framed photo that says the whiskey is here. That way nobody forgets, and as it ages, we'll put the date it was placed, and as it ages, they'll be excited to get it. I don't know whose chamber this is going to be.
Good idea.
All right.
Do I gotta do the clip again?
Sorry. Yeah, if I could just have you put that up on your collar for me, please. Yeah, that's fine. Just gonna... I'm glad the weather is good for this.
Yeah, a little different than last time.
Yeah.
Didn't have to bring it over in a bag. Significantly different inside here too.
Mm-hmm. It's completely different.
Do
Can
I
I
have to
just
look
have
at
you-
one or the other?
Oh,
Probably
you're
like
picking
right
in the middle.
All right.
Can I just have you count to 5 for me, please?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Thank you. All right. Are you ready?
I'm all set.
Perfect. Can I have your first and last name and the spelling, please?
Matthew Urtz, U-R-T-Z.
Okay. And you're the historian for Madison County?
Yes, ma'am.
What's happening here today?
So, middle of April, we took out a time capsule that was roughly 110 years old. Today, we are replacing it. We're putting it back into the cornerstone where we took the original one out. The original one was a little bit waterlogged, but we were able to salvage the vast majority of the records, and we're very excited about that. And today, we're putting in a new one that we purchased as a stainless steel time capsule that'll get sealed up over the course of the next couple days, and hopefully it has just as long a life, only keeps everything a little drier.
What are some of the standout items you have inside?
I think all of it's unique to the moment in time in Madison County history, but we have a lot of different things. There's a promotional material from H.P. Hood. All of our county departments gave a number of items. The school districts each gave individual items. And I think what a lot of people are excited about is the bottle of whiskey, courtesy of Old Home Distilleries in Lebanon, which was made in Madison County. Just something unique to our time capsule.
Now, do you have items from every school district?
Every single school district in Madison County.
Awesome. And can you, I know that you have some of the items from the last time capsule on display right now, right?
The newspapers are still up right now. I'm not sure if we'll put stuff back out, but if they think it's worthwhile, we'll put some of the items back out. Some of the Masonic papers are really unique to this moment. We actually have a really amazing centennial poster, which was done in 1906. It's a little too big right now to put out. We're hoping to get it restored, along with a photo of the original 5 men that were responsible for the building of this courthouse. And hopefully they'll go on display permanently somewhere in the building.
What's something you'd like people 100 years from now, or whenever they open this time capsule, to know about Madison County right now?
That it's a very special place to live. We live in a very rare time where it's quiet here. The agriculture is amazing. You can go right down your road at any point in time and find pretty much any vegetable, meat, food product that you could want. And not to mention, with the passing of the Farmstead Brewery Act, you can go and get a drink pretty much in any spot in this county that's, again, unique to Madison County.
Just, I guess overall, just, you know, as a county official, what's the feeling right now about being able to do this?
It's been a very fun and unique experience. I mean, obviously, we've only done this once in the last 110 years, so to be part of it's very, very special, and I'm grateful that I was part of this opportunity. And I think it's a great thing because it's required the cooperation of the Board of Supervisors, our county administrator, and the construction staff here who have been excellent in making sure that this day went off well and that we were prepared. And then when we opened it originally, helping us find it, making sure it wasn't damaged in any way during the process of removal. We're very lucky that everyone that took part did a wonderful job.
And moving forward, is there anything else timely in regards to this? I mean, you have the time capsule here, like it's set there, right? Like this is it.
It's got to be sealed, but yeah, it'll be set there formally in the next couple of days. Moving forward, I believe Memorial Day next year, we're going to have a grand opening ceremony, and I joke that we're going to party like it's 1909 when this originally opened, because I think that'll be a unique opportunity to celebrate and walk through a courthouse and see the history while at the same time seeing how we've been able to modernize it.
So thank you so much, Matt.
Thank you. Hey Matt, what do you think was the most surprising thing to you that somebody submitted for the time capsule? Besides the whiskey.
The whiskey wasn't. It was. It would definitely be the little figurine of Coco and Harry P. Hood. That was. They only made 1,000 of them, and the fact that we got one was really kind of interesting. And also, for what it's worth, the photo of the county employees that we managed to, unbeknownst to us, make the shape of the county in the photo while standing in front of the courthouse was kind of fun as well.
What item do you think is going to change the most between now and whenever 100 years from now?
The libraries. We recorded those videos in the libraries because I don't think libraries are going to go away, but they're definitely going to be different than they are now. And we were able to kind of capture that moment of what they are today so that in the future, whatever they are then, they can look back and see their own history.
That was on a DVD, you said, right?
Yes.
Are they going to be able to watch the DVD 100 years from
We did a lot of research. A lot of people wanted some form of technology that would work, and anything like a thumb drive that has capacitors, we were afraid that it would leak. And a DVD is something that has been around for so long. I mean, the example I've given is, you can still get records from 1909. Plus, places like the Library of Congress and New York State Archives are actively collecting material to be able to play those, like they are the old real floppy disks and stuff like that. They're actually collecting material to actually take care of that, so that in theory somewhere it'll be playable.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Great job.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Really better than most of the other stuff we.
Yeah, good. It's good to see you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Glad I got to see some of this stuff. It's cool.
All right, Matt, another great job, man.
Thank you, Mike.
That was
Good to
awesome.
see you.
Thanks for having me along.